The Falcons, Bengals, and Dolphins are all still in the playoff hunt. Meanwhile, there's a four-way race for the top spot in next year's draft, and the one leading it is the only one that doesn't need a quarterback. Welcome to Shut Up Football. I'm Jeff Stoltzfus. That's Kevin. I hope you had a lovely holiday, whatever your denomination may be. I myself am a happy Honda Days man, but I grew up practicing Toyotathon. Congrats if you won your fantasy football championship. Post a comment below. I'm not giving anything away. In fact, I'll only stare at your comment with jealousy and contempt. I am a petty hate machine. It's time to reflect on the penultimate week of the regular season because I like to say the word. It's a cool word. Let's take a dip in the effervescent, unbalanced pH waters of the football jacuzzi with another NFL roast.
It was Christmas football on Netflix, and things got confusing fast. Mariah Carey was there, on a rooftop in Los Angeles, without pants. Why is there a windmill there? Kevin Hart, the Eagles aren't even playing. Is that a second windmill? Xavier Worthy scored a touchdown and was flagged for celebrating. Where is your Christmas spirit? That's not unsportsmanlike. I think the refs throw flags when they're confused by the mimery. Or is that the mimicry? Oh good, the new uniforms I ordered for the refs have arrived. No notes. Travis Kelce broke the franchise record for touchdowns set by Tony Gonzalez. He dunked on the goalpost to celebrate and was flagged for unsportsmanlike behavior. The only acceptable way to celebrate achievements is with unbridled stoicism. The Chiefs hollowed the Steelers out like a homemade canoe and paddled them to their 15th win. After the game, Mahomes and Kelce were outfitted with the official Netflix body bags, lined with the finest polar bear pelts the Kansas City Zoo had to offer. Nice football, but is it a cake? Holy shit, it is a cake. Now check Travis. Andy Reid dressed up as Santa Claus, a big red man in a big red suit. It was all fun and games until he dressed Kareem Hunt as Mrs. Claus and HR got involved. Lamar Jackson broke the NFL career rushing record for quarterbacks. He passed reverse therapy dog engineer Michael Vick with over 6,100 yards. Holy shit, that's a lot of yards, said some guy somewhere, I guarantee it. He also tossed a couple of scores to his tight ends. Halftime featured one weird-ass salute to Jimmy Carter. That is not at all how you ride horses. You have fucked up in unexpected ways. I've been saying this for years. Nothing says Christmas like Japs. It's just another day for Beyonce spending time with her #1 fan. There he is. Derrick Henry ran for 147 yards and a score. I would say he was unstoppable, if not for the play where he was very much stopped. He was tackled for a safety by 180-pound rookie Kamari Lassiter, who knew it would be their only points of the day. Is this what my bike looks like? Well, now I feel bad. The Texans might be playoff bound, but they're moonwalking over broken glass to get there. The spirit of Christmas descended on Lumen Field and with outstretched hand decreed,
Gino, tonight you will be visited by 3 ghosts, and none of them can catch a screen pass.
Points were hard to come by in this. Caleb Williams was sacked another 7 times. He's 9 short of setting an NFL record for the most tread upon. Geno Smith has taken a lot of sacks too this year, but this week he tackled himself after stepping on Zach Charbonnet's foot. This game suffered 13 punts, 6 turnovers. No one even scored in the second half. There was about as much tension in this as smooth jazz. This was the kind of game to watch from an uneventful bath, because being surrounded by a tepid pool of filth felt on brand. There's no shortage of praise for rookie Drake May. Behold as he throws the ball to fucking no one. Magical! He found Demario Douglas downfield, who rolled into the end zone for points. A play I originally designed after a long night at the Cinnabon. Except there was a lot more sweating and an ambulance. There was debate over a field goal. Should the uprights be taller? Nuts to that. I say field goals need ceilings. Make them all squares. Or a giant clown mouth that opens and closes while laughing. Mini golf really nailed that one. Tall glass of water Justin Herbert was tossing touchdowns left, right, and center. Lad McConkey sounds like the noise an Irish child makes falling down the stairs. He got away with 2 scores. Gillette Stadium was leaking fans like a sieve. The Patriots were curb stomped again. The silver lining? They currently hold the top spot in next year's draft. T. Higgins had not one, not two, not three. Actually, it was three touchdowns. But three is a lot when it comes to touchdowns or indictments. They tush-pushed Joe Burrow at the goal line, and I'm happy to see he didn't fold like a card table, but less happy to see him gritty. Marvin Mims had 100 yards and 2 scores. In the final seconds, he grabbed one in double coverage to drag this to overtime. Please explain your needlessly complicated overtime rules to me. Joe Burrow willed this team to a win, and the Bengals refused to die. There's so much ice in Joe Burrow's veins he could sink the Titanic. It was mid-Hugh Stafford, game managing this shit show with the deftness of a pirate wearing patches over both eyes. That joke was retarded. Don't cancel me. No touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks. He clocked in, made a lot of noise near the coffee machine, and left early. Sean McVay walks the sideline as if he's making important breakfast decisions. Kurt Warner returned from space for this game, but he wasn't the only one getting shiny. Reporter Jamie Erdahl had a sheen so clean, it reminded me I was low on aluminum foil. I didn't even know Jiffy Pop makes a coat. The Cardinals were lackluster. Kyler Murray was intercepted late, and they never even broke double digits. Kenny Pickett sparked some very serious questions for me, like how heavy is a football? Because this one tossed him like he was taking Aikido classes. The PSI is too damn high. Tom Brady was right to deflate. It's self-defense. Pickett left this game with sore riblets. Tanner McKee took over and scored 2 touchdowns. A.J. Brown launched his first one all the way back to the Jersey suburbs. They had to negotiate it back from a Philly fan, which is slightly easier than negotiating peace in the Middle East, but still more dangerous. Cooper Rush was picked off twice. The Cowboys turned the ball over 3 times in the first half, and were never serious people in this game. Saquon Barkley topped 2,000 yards for the season. Amazing how fast you can run when you're not carrying the weight of a crippled franchise on your back. Baker Mayfield threw 5 touchdowns and broke out his much maligned Magic Mike dance moves. All the single dollars. Shake ya, Baker Maker. The Bucs left the Panthers in tatters. There was more fight from the duck in this game. You heard me. It was Bucs versus Ducks. Don't let it get Bryce Young.
Quack, quack.
Josh Allen tied the Bills' rushing touchdown record. I have a lot in common with Aaron Rodgers. We both had the same number of touchdowns in this end of list. Rodgers became the most sacked quarterback in history. Defenders love him. Holy shit, this game. The Jets are an orgy of sadness, orchestrated by a madman. This game got so out of hand, they sent the understudies in. Even Mitchell Trubisky and unknown entity Tyrell Shavers were shredding the Jets' defense. Tyrod Taylor came in. Or is it Tyrod? Too bad Tyrod didn't to start today, because he did what Aaron Rodgers couldn't. Score. After weeks of ineptitude, Drew Lock found a new way to infuriate Giants fans. 5 touchdowns, 309 yards, and a win that took the #1 draft pick straight out of their gaping mouths. You're welcome. Malik Neighbors went for 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. Drew Lock was the greatest friend to Neighbors since Mr. Rogers. Joe Shane should be Shane the Door. Replace him with his teenage son, who showed more football acumen in 6 seconds of Hard Knocks than his dad did in 2 years with the Giants. Joe Flacco turned the ball over 3 times. Ah, screw it. The Giants just want to be able to hold their heads up high in fancy establishments, like White Castle or public urinals. How can you blame them? They broke out of prison for 1 day and went straight to the buffet. Amir Abdullah went over 100 yards for the first time in his career and scored a touchdown. He celebrated with ninja kicks. Never approached this man after a score. I went for a high five and woke up in Cleveland. Brock Bowers broke multiple NFL records in this. Most catches for a rookie, most tight end yards for a rookie, most Raiders receptions in a season. Bowers summed it up nicely saying, "What do Puka Nacua, Mike Ditka, and Darren Waller have in common? They can all suck my balls." He didn't actually say that, but I felt like it was implied. The Saints broke out the much-needed trick play for a touchdown to Foster Moreau. We'd probably have a better understanding of how good Spencer Rattler could be if his hands crew weren't slathered in bacon grease. It was Mac Jones versus Mason Rudolph, and that game the NFL gods brilliantly covered in light rain so we couldn't set fire to it. Parker Washington scored a touchdown, despite clearly being out of bounds. The video replay booth must have been busy watching other better games, or possibly just static. You think there weren't records in this game too? Boris Cheek has officiated the most games in NFL history. Congratulations, you cheeky bastard. Fantasy darling Nick Vannett scored after the entirety of the Jags defense went to get stroopwafels and left him completely uncovered, which is really kind of hurtful when you think about it. The Jaguars won the Apathy Bowl, and you can't hear my air quotes, but you had to feel them. Participation trophies for everyone. Dorian Thompson-Robinson said his mom doesn't like it when announcers refer to him as DTR. She prefers the entire name, as in, Dorian Thompson-Robinson just threw another interception.
And he's picked off!
Calais Campbell was on the chopping block. If the Dolphins lost, they were gonna cut him so he could sign with a contender. That is neither a carrot nor a stick. Give this man something to play for, beyond the hassle of a change of address. Oh, the weather outside was frightful, and kind of a bitch. The Dolphins had to lean on defender Storm Duck, who was quite literally born for this exact moment and nothing else. It was Myles Garrett's birthday. He celebrated with 2 sacks. I never got their names. Myles Garrett should be the Browns GM. He certainly earned it. They said he wants a seat at the table. How about a seesaw, with Garrett on one side and everybody else on the other side with a gentle breeze passing under their butts? I couldn't tell you what happened in this game. Tom Brady was on the call, and I shredded my couch with a cheese grater just to get the necessary cotton to stuff in my ears. It looked like Sam Darnold was doing well. There was a lot of high-fiving, and players were trading muffin recipes on the bench. Referees ignored Matt LaFleur, unless maybe he was dead all along, and it was some kind of big Sixth Sense reveal at the end. It's possible. His beard never grows. I left before it was over. I gotta find a new couch.
You gotta come.
It was Michael Penix Jr. versus Slippery Beef Jerky Robert Griffin IV. Jaden Daniels ran for 127 yards. That's a lot of yards for a guy who looks like he skipped both leg day and dinner in all of 2024. They say Jalen Hurts can squat 600 pounds. Jaden Daniels looks like he collapsed under the weight of a winter coat. He continued to make hell-to-spell receiver Alameda Zacchaeus relevant with another score. Kirk Cousins was on the sideline praying, "Dear sweet merciful Jesus, do not let them cut to me with any kind of stats." Penix was up to the task of a sword fight. He dragged this bitch to overtime, causing Raheem Morris to shit his pants and the guy behind him to notice. Welcome to a 3-hour-long gum commercial. It was Shanahan versus Shanaman. The Lions played their starters in a meaningless game. What did you expect from a coach who goes for it every 4th down? They didn't hold anything back, breaking out the trickery on hook and ladders, and liberally ordering soup like it was nothing.
French onion.
Ricky Pearsall had over 140 yards and a touchdown. It's time to drop the Y. Nobody respects a Ricky. Nobody's CPA or dental hygienist is named Ricky. That's white boy Rick. Juwan Jennings was flagged just because he took a guy out of bounds and tried to choke him to death. That's illegal? The pylon had a family, and not one of you sent a card. Okay, what are we missing to make a body here? A head, maybe some feet. That's debatable. Body parts, assemble! Amon-Ra St. Brown's touchdown celebration featured a comical look at domestic violence. Jake Bates was caught dry humping the turf to completion. How is that not intentional grounding?
Don't tase me, bro!
Sadly, I don't have a soft pretzel of the week this week. The holiday really messed up my schedule, and I was lucky to push out an episode of any kind this week. Maybe next week I'll do too, but I promise nothing. Thanks for watching Shut Up Football. Please leave your comments below. Say hi to your mom for me, and we'll see you next week. Peace!
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.